Today we're checking out Elegantisserus elegantium. Let's go. So one of the most sought after pieces in Whitby is Elegantisserus. The most commonly known for the golden pyrite cannonballs that you find, that you'll see online. They're absolutely stunning due to the pyrite content in the shell that they have on the nodule, and of course they're in the shape of a cannonball and they're hard as nails, like a cannonball. Usually they'll come from the jet rock shale and they're a pretty impressive ammonite. So without further ado, let's take a look at some examples. I suppose we can start off with this beauty first. I found this about 6 years ago after wanting a Elegantisserus cannonball for a long time. I was walking along Whitby Beach, which is quite commonly known for these ammonites, and I stumbled across this nodule containing all these wonderful ammonites. I do believe I have a picture somewhere of the nodule that it looked like before, so I'll post it in the clip now. I'll never forget the excitement that I had when I found this. It took a long time to prep. I actually began this prep with the Dremel, believe it or not, and it took us so long because of the pyrite nature of the skin. Probably took around 30 hours to do with that, which is a long time compared to what I can do these nodules in these days. Just truly a stunning specimen. Very pleased that I have this in my collection. And more interestingly, right here, which I'll show you some more close-ups in a second, is an aptekai, which is the ammonite's jaws. So this right here is what is known as an aptekai. These are the jaws, or the mandibles, whatever you want to call it. These came out of the aperture of the ammonite that would have been going around on the seabed, eating all sorts of microorganisms. Next up is this awesome piece. Check that out. Absolutely tons of them. I found this on a remote beach. I won't give the name as always. It's one of my favourite places and I don't like it getting ruined by and over-collected by people. But the nodule had actually been hit, so this piece of the keel of the ammonite was showing, and I presume they thought it was broken and there was nothing there. But as I always say, it's always worth another tap. And then lo and behold, more of these ammonites here came out. I might have a picture actually somewhere. I'll see if I can find it. If I do, I'll put it up on the screen right here. Interestingly enough, the middle of this ammonite has actually been blown out, but as you can see, a smaller, very small Elegantisserus has actually replaced it in the centre. Don't know why this happens, maybe it exploded, or maybe this is the part of it, but I highly doubt it. Absolute fantastic piece, look at that. Next up, we have this piece. My God, it's heavy. This is absolutely packed. It is absolutely packed with Elegantisserus. Another from the same beach that I just mentioned before. What a section of flipping piece. Look at that. This thing was an absolute nightmare to prep. The matrix it's in is actually full of shells and extremely difficultly hard pyrite in it, which made prep longer than I wanted it to. But for a piece that big, I mean, the ammonites aren't greatly preserved, but look at that. Oh, I'm gonna have to put this down, it's hurting my arm now. So let's talk about the wonderful golden pyrite cannonballs. These things are so sought after just because they polish up gold. They can go for £500–600. Everybody wants one just to sell. Meanwhile, I'd rather just collect them. They look impressive. So over the millions of years, the skin of the nodule will actually turn into pyrite, which is otherwise known as fool's gold, which most likely tricked a lot of people into thinking that they actually had found gold when in reality, nothing, aka fool's gold. So I'll show you a few examples of what they look like before, then a grand reveal of something that I've just had prepped by somebody really good, let's just say that. Let's start off with this nodule first. Shall we? Obviously containing an Elegantisserus. As you can see, the pyrite shell is still intact because the shale is actually still over the top of it. This has been dug out of a big shale slab, which means it's been untouched by the sea. Now, that's quite important because once the sea has actually got to them, it'll start causing oxidization, which then, yes, you can polish them up gold, but they just will not last. And inside, although not greatly preserved, is an Elegantisserus. Look at that. Beautiful. Really badly preserved on the other side. This has been very difficult to keep like that, but I will polish this up at some point. Now this one will hold up, but this is what a usual cannonball will look like. Again, all the outer shale, I've literally picked this up yesterday. No, the day before, and I've prepped it yesterday. And here's the almost finished product. Absolute brilliant specimen. While prepping, of course, I found a little small one which was pretty good. But look at that beauty, really good mouth border, not a terrible middle but not a brilliant middle neither. That's a perfect specimen, that is. Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, you can understand why these are sought after so much. You can do some impressive things with it. All that was showing was this keel here, which then allowed me to be a bit more creative. Instead of hitting the nodule, I actually flipping prepped it down, bowled the whole thing out, as you can see. Not sure how I'm going to display it yet. Maybe either that way or something like that. I don't know. But this will polish up gold, which I will get done in the very near future. Right then, shall we have the big reveal? It's going to be good. Of course I have seen this, but you haven't yet, so here you go. And as you can see, this is why they're so sought after. So yeah, this was prepped by an absolute master. I won't say who it was because he didn't really want me letting anybody know, but most people who collect on the auction know exactly who this has been prepped by. As you can see, all the fool's gold content has been polished, which then gives you this lovely golden hue on the nodule. Simply stunning. I've been wanting one of these for a lot of years, and now I have one. And then I go and find that other one that I just showed you a minute ago. As far as I'm aware too, I don't think you get these nodules anywhere else as far as the cannonballs that will polish up. I know you can get Elegantissimus in Germany, maybe France, but I'm not sure on that. But yeah, that is why they are so sought after. Wow.